Hey everyone, welcome to another great interview for the 2023 Business Connection Summit. I'm Bill Marshall, and today we are talking to Caio Fernandes, and we are going to be talking all about branding, why it's important, what are some things that we need to keep in mind, and how are we supposed to even make this branding thing work. So without further ado, Caio, please tell us who you are, what you do, and a little introduction into what branding is.
Right. So my name is Caio Fernandes, and I'm 32 years old. I'm Brazilian, and I help people work on their own brand, personal brand, and business. So basically, the branding aspect of a business is more than just a logo or the color scheme they created. And the people are sometimes confuse branding with design, and the design is one of the aspects of branding. And to make a long story short, branding is how you make your clients feel. So when they look at your name, at your visuals, they will feel something. And that strategy feeling that you can produce in your client, that's what brand is about.
Absolutely, and I think you summed it up very nicely. With how branding can really make people associate with your company, your brand in general. So to start us off, let's expand a little bit the definition of branding. What are some things that kind of come into play? Just the beginning of what we need to understand to fully wrap our heads around branding.
All right, so everything start with a why. So when I talking to people on how to establish the brand, I need to understand why they are in business and for who. So it's kind of like a holistic package. The branding, it will be the final product that you put out there that will improve sales, will establish your share market. But everything starts in why you do what you do, the reason that keeps you moving, and then we're gonna understand who you're trying to communicate with. And we have those two together, and now we are gonna define what's the best colors, what is the best shapes, and the best vehicle of media, the platform that we're gonna use. And the storytelling is one of the powerful tools to use in branding. It's how you present yourself. So once you have why you're in business and or why you do what you do and who you serving, then you're gonna define the visuals and how you're gonna tell your story of what you do and why you do what you do. And everything packed together, you have your your identity, because branding, it's who you are, the inner you, the soul of your company, clearly communicate with your audience. So that's what packs all together.
Absolutely, and I think that really breaks it down. We want to create an emotion, just like you said, with our brand. We want people to see our company and think something or feel something so that it's now a stronger bond that people have with our company. Like
Exactly.
Coca-Cola or McDonald's or um,
Nike.
yeah, there's feelings that people have with that brand as opposed to just, oh, that's Nike. So we want to get all these different feelings. We want to get all these different pieces together. So what are some of the things that we are going to start doing to accomplish this? We talked about figuring out who you are and what emotion you want to change, but how do we start putting that out there?
All right. So the easiest and challenge way is narrow down who you're serving. Sometimes we got involved in doing so much and we want to serve every single one, and it's narrowed down. Just create a path. You know what? I'm in business because I'm serving X. Once you create the profile of who you're serving, then you're gonna be able to be more targeted to your accomplishment. So narrow down and focus. That's the first thing that we will help you create a strong branding. and a strong business. Because once you have that in mind, that you serve a community that it's composed of X type of behaviors and X type of people, then you're going to be able to communicate effectively. Because once you try to communicate with everyone, by the end of the span of your life, you're going to learn that you did not bond with everybody, and who you could bond with in terms of customer relationship, it passed because you were focused on everybody instead of who you are there to serve.
Absolutely. And I think that's something that we all need to figure out, even on a deeper level outside of our company. Understanding that there are going to be certain people that we mesh well with, some of the people that we don't. And when it comes to the business, it's the same psychology. And I think also it becomes even more prevalent now, especially after COVID and all of that, where we're all digital, almost all of us now, in some capacity. Um, there's a huge market, but I find that the more that we niche down, especially as solopreneurs or individual entrepreneurs, the more we can find the audience that we want. Figuring out, like you said, the exact people that we serve. Whereas in the olden days, back before computers and stuff, it was about getting TV and just hitting the vast majority as much as you can. So now that everyone's out there, it's much easier to find that niche. So awesome point on that one. And now that we've found our niche, how can we start continuing to define our brand, but presenting it to those people that we just found so that they start connecting like we're talking about?
Yeah, so that will depend on what type of connection you want to create. If it's a sales connection, you have to, everything will now at this stage, everything will boil down to the storytelling. So I'm gonna give you an example. My business also, I have a print shop, which I print t-shirts, but a lot of people print t-shirts nowadays. Stay-home moms, college graduate, people like that, just for hobby, they can do that because it's so accessible. So what am I doing? So I start for my own self. I did, okay, so why am I doing this? Who am I serving? And what's going to be my storytelling? And what's the brand that I'm building? So what happened is my company that prints shirts, our mission is to build legacy, build your legacy. So when I'm thinking of shirts, I'm not just printing the shirt. I'm trying to feel what the t-shirt represents to whoever is purchasing. It could be for a company that started from nothing. Now they have employees. They want to have like a company shirt with the logo of the business and the phone number, everything there. So when I create that shirt, I'm not just printing one more shirt. I'm fulfilling a dream because that dream of having a company for that client is becoming true. I work with churches, so I do baptism shirt. So it's not just a shirt. There was a commitment with a relationship with God. So when they go underwater and come back again, that is a memory. It's not just a T-shirt. And then there's birthdays. There's sometimes people have matching shirts. So it's memories being created right there. So when you look at the pictures, they're gonna see matching shirts. Gonna be cute. They're gonna have something to talk about. But on the end of the day, if I'm thinking that I'm just making shirts, I'm just like everybody else. So I need to communicate, create the storytelling that will communicate with the client that is not a shirt. It's your dream come true. It's memories being created. It's your decision that will change your life forever. It's a voice of your opinion. It's the band that you love. So it's more than a t-shirt. I create the feeling because I took the time to feel when I get a shirt. Why do I do that? So I create videos on Instagram, YouTube that will tell the story. That's not only a shirt, and that we're not printing shirt. We are building your legacy. buy t-shirts as a tool.
Absolutely. And I think that's a very good point that, this passion, and now that we have this focus, we're able to pull it over into how we're presenting, like you said, in sales, and how we're putting ourselves out there in videos and the content that we're putting out. That story keeps coming across, and now the potential clients are starting to feel it as well, which is exactly bringing it full circle with what you said we want to touch into. So I think that to kind of tie it into a bow, you know, let's kind of go through a couple different ways we can put things out. We talked about video on Instagram and some social media. What are some other ways that we can convey our story out there? Blogs, websites, whatever, and get ourselves out there to kind of bring it all together in full circle. With now we know we have a story. How do we put it out there?
Yes, the generic answer now in today's day is social media.
Mm-hmm,
Everything is gonna boil down to social media. Everybody is using either Facebook, Twitter, TikTok,
mm-hmm,
Instagram. So everything is connected. It's not, there's no like a recipe that you're gonna follow the steps and it's gonna work out for you. So what you need to do is to first understand why you're in business, who you're serving, and what is going to be your storytelling. Once you have those three, then there's a step by step. So constant, on social media, like every day, be consistent with your postings and consistent with your story.
mm-hmm,
Sometimes people get confused when they have like a business account, they post something that is not convenient for the business. Like they are doing a barbecue, they put a story of them on the barbecue. There's
mm-hmm,
nothing to do with the message they are trying to communicate. So once you know who you're talking to, you need to be consistent with your storytelling,
mm-hmm,
because that will create the foundation that you will need to be recognized. Because the branding goal is people will see something and they will remember of you, even though it's not something that you put it out. Could be a shape, could be colors, could be a feeling of a video, could be a sound, a smell. Everything is connected to intentionality. So
mm-hmm,
as much as intentional you can be, that will help you to achieve your goals. So
yeah,
uh, everything is tied up to consistency. And once you create the habit of posting a reels, posting a story, something like that, you create a history in the digital world, because sometimes people are scrolling and they scroll through your video, your brain registered that moment. It was a
mm-hmm,
split second, but our brain is so powerful that it's incredible. You got exposed to information for a millisecond, you will store that image and you will create in your head some familiarity, because when you see something that you saw like 3 years ago, your brain understand that that's familiar. So you're more inclined to associate with good feelings. When you are facing new ones, your body gets stressed.
mm-hmm,
So the good thing about social media for a business, you can create that bond, even though people are just scrolling, and split second they see your content, you're still creating that bond, even though we do not understand or we do not realize that it's in the back of our mind, is the subconscious. It's getting registered there, and that it's the power of be consistent with your storytelling. You will create history on everybody that get exposed to your content.
absolutely. And the more we're hitting the people who we actually will connect with and putting the content we know they'll connect with, the stronger that bond will be. So awesome. I really think we kind of covered branding and the idea of, what it is, how to get it out there, and the importance of it and the strength that it can build within our company. Um, so thank you so much. everyone. So Caio, please tell us how we can get a hold of you, how we can reach out to you.
All right, so you guys can find me on the social medias, and I believe we can put up my email here so you guys can
Yep.
see it. And yes, phone number, you guys can give me a call or text. I'm available through emails, and I'm really easy to reach. And yes,
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And thank you everybody for watching another great interview from the 2023 Business Connection Summit. I'm Bill Marshall, and I look forward to seeing everyone in the networking event tonight. Bye.
thank you. Bye.